Do you approve of Simo swearing in his videos?
Yeah.
Simo! What's going on, guys? It's Simo. We have a very special guest on the channel today for the 150,000 subscribers special, and I guess for the Mother's Day special as well, since it happens to fall on Mother's Day. My mom, Mama Simo. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? It's Mama Simo.
I was not expecting you to do that, but okay. So basically what I wanted to do for this special, you guys love the ones with my grandpa so much. Funny enough, you said you were going to do this for 100K subs, and
I
then
did.
Yeah, and then you backed out of it.
No, I just set the bar higher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she set the bar higher and we achieved it. So now we're going to be doing a Q&A for you guys. So I had you guys on all the social media platforms ask your questions, and we're just going to be firing those off today. You ready?
Yep.
So we haven't shouted out any new patrons in a long time, and the reason for that is because I wanted to save them up for this specific moment, because I thought it'd make it a little bit more special if my mom was the one reading them off. So in that case,
a big Simo shout out to Amber Crystal, Jake Johnson, Michael Diaz, Max Rowler, Timothy Baker, Lucas Neal, and last but not least, Leighton Hardy.
you guys are the reason that this channel is growing strong. What's the dumbest thing you've ever caught Simo doing outside of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Is there an age limit on this?
No.
Okay.
The question did not specify age limit, so.
Oh, okay. Well, this one's a little bit of a involved story, but we'll start there anyways because it's top of mind. So, was there a game called Fallout Vegas?
Fallout New Vegas,
Fallout
yes.
New Vegas, and there was some type of contest you were entering for which game platform?
It's for Xbox.
For Xbox,
Yeah.
right. So you had to send in like a video submission. Yeah, so since we lived in Vegas, he thought it'd be a great idea that he could reenact all the scenes from Fallout New Vegas
God.
here in Las Vegas, since it's right in our backyard. So he thought that would give him like, you know, a little, be ahead of the crowd with that one.
Yeah, give me an edge.
Yeah, exactly. So you went with your friend, you went out to Good Springs, you reenacted the whole like shooting. There's like somebody on the ground. I don't know.
We just.
It's kind of a blur at this point. But I think that afternoon, I'm driving home from work and we get a call and Alex is cut off because he's on a prepaid cellular plan.
At the time, yes.
At the time. And we're driving, and my husband works at the airport, by the way, so I'll just preface it by saying that. We get a call from the police saying that somebody with my license plates had been in the viewing area at the airport walking around with a gun. So
a BB gun, let's clarify this.
They didn't say BB gun.
It was a BB gun.
But it was a BB gun, but the detectives did not know that. So they wanted to do an interview and make sure everything was okay. But here Alex was apparently walking around the viewing area with his BB gun over his shoulder, not thinking that the people in the viewing area like might be a little bit concerned about that.
Yeah.
Right? Real close to the aircraft going by. And so when I call him, I am freaked out, frantic, and what he says to me is, oh, couldn't they tell there's like a little orange cap at the top?
Exactly.
That they could tell that it's not a real gun. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So he had to get on the phone with the detective and talk himself out of it. He sends her to his social media, what an outstanding citizen he is, what just an overall great guy, and gets himself off the hook. So, and the best part is I work at the airport now too. So thank you for that.
I just wanted to do it in honor of great art and videography.
Yeah, we should at least won the contest if that's the case.
That's the worst part, I didn't even win. Do you approve of Simo swearing in his videos?
Yeah.
Do you buy makeup in boxes or do you prefer buying singles?
All my makeup comes in boxes, of course.
She doesn't know, guys.
Sorry.
She doesn't know. How much money did you give young Simo for Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Too much?
This is a sore point. He started so young. I remember at one point we figured you were like 8 or 9 and figured that we had spent about like $1,300 at that point on your cards, but it didn't take long for me to get like really irritated with you buying, like I would buy you packs and you would just get these duplicates and I would get so irritated because like you're looking for certain cards. So that's when I got you into buying off of eBay. So we opened an account so we could buy those for you.
So she taught me to buy the singles.
Yeah, I did.
Who are Mama Simo's favorite Yu-Gi-Tubers?
Ooh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
I'm not gonna get you in trouble.
Yes, you are.
How?
Because like some of it, like they come stay. Like we see them in town and everything.
Yeah, but I'm assuming those are the ones you like if you let them stay.
That's true. That's true. Well, we got Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like Sam?
I do.
Team Samurai X1 for those of you guys who don't know.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not as good with the names.
I'll do the names. It's fine.
Okay. Gage.
Okay. Nim
Gage
Nim.
is a favorite.
Okay. Gage is a favorite. Wow. Okay.
Well, he is. I mean, like and we chat about other things too.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. You talk to him.
Just those two.
We got John. John's always. I like dropping.
House of Champs.
I like dropping in on the live.
Yeah,
stream.
she has actually dropped in on his live streams before, and people thought it was like a fake alt, but it was actually her.
Oh no! And the best part was he was talking about sharing a bed with you and snuggling. So, and that was not planned at all.
You know the context of that story, though, right?
Oh, I do now.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
okay. Are you disappointed in your son?
No.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah.
What did you want Simo to be? Example, doctor, financial advisor, and did you originally support Simo about YouTube?
What did I wanted him to get like a good education, like go to a good school. He'd always been super smart. So when we lived in Michigan, I thought about like him going to University of Michigan or Stanford, like when we were living in California. So like I just figured if he like pursued that, he'd have a good career. And I really wanted him to do what he wanted to do. But in terms of where he is now, he finished college and went to work and was still doing the videos while he was working at the same time. So like when he took off doing this, the channel was already pretty much established. So I didn't feel like it was as big of a risk as it was if he hadn't built that basis.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember even though I quit, I was still like nervous to tell you that like I wanted to do this and because remember I was supposed to go back to grad school.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like nervous to tell you that because like I was like, man, this just seems like weird that I'm like I had a full ride to grad school.
Yeah.
And I gave that up to do this. And I remember I was like kind of like shitting myself because I was like, I don't know how well this conversation is gonna go over. And I know you're really supportive of stuff, but I guess that's still like an awkward conversation to kind of have. Especially like, I know you know what I do, but it's like still kind of weird in that respect. I don't know if you know what I mean.
No, I remember it being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how did I react?
You were fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Well, that's why you're great.
Yeah.
So. What was the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh related thing you ever bought for Simo? Was there a particular item?
I know the Duelist, like they weren't super cheap, but I'm just trying to think like cards. I don't think I ever bought you like really expensive cards. I know like when you were like really wanted Exodia, I was like, oh hell no. Like I'm not buying you
That's
all
like,
the parts.
that's way back. That's like way back. Yeah.
But I think it was just really like the aggregate. I don't think I really went for like super expensive.
Right.
Like you got the like the Game Boy games. You
Yeah,
got,
that's
like,
true.
So I would get you like a wide variety of things, but I don't think I really focus on like the cards and valuable cards as much because it's not something I knew a lot about.
Right. I think the Duel Disc probably would be the most because those were like what, close to $100, maybe like 80.
Yeah, and then your uncle got you like the really fancy one.
Oh, that's true. Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So I would say probably that if we had to like pick one single item. You're lucky now that, you know, you're not paying for like the cards I'm buying now. So
I don't want to know.
you don't.
Yeah.
Mama Simo, what did you think when your son told you that he was going to make a children's card game his profession?
I don't think I ever looked at it that way. I know there was a time you actually stopped playing and you sold all your cards and thought you were going to be doing something different in life. Was this like maybe around like college, like after you started college?
Yeah, I took my hiatus like around high school, college.
Yeah, so you kind of got out of it. So when you got back into it, I wasn't surprised because I think that a lot of times with people, their interests don't really change, and it was something that you always like really loved. I think you thought you were him on some level, like when, you know, for Halloween when you were him, and like you'd get like the Duel Disc and like you'd like reenact all the TV show and everything. So that really didn't surprise me. So no, I mean I didn't really look at it that way.
Did Simo ever have an edgy teen phase?
He did.
You know how you guys always make the joke about Alex Emo in the subtitles because it doesn't know Simo is a word? Yeah, that actually existed for a time.
Yeah, that predated any of this. When he was in middle school, he had like a very dark Alex emo phase. All the pictures we have him that time, like he wasn't smiling. And I think part of it came because it wasn't that many years after. He really didn't like not being an only child anymore. His sister's like almost 10 years younger than him. So he really never got over that. It took him a long time.
Yeah.
And they think they're still a little, Yeah.
So it was
a little bit of that there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people go through that phase.
Right.
Not necessarily like the only child part, but like the edgy teenager phase.
Right. And then I think then you got into like you wanted to be like the scene kid, like that whole thing, and you're like had the hair straightener.
I'll find a picture for that for you guys.
Yeah, and I think you wanted to have like Asian hair, even though you don't have it, like, again, like all like influenced by the anime. Like you wanted to look like that.
Yeah.
All different colors he had put in and all that, and you do what you need to do.
Yeah. What about Alex makes you the most proud?
I think his dedication and his passion, even though it's Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, that's always been your thing. You've always been very passionate about things that like you undertake, and this has really been important to you. You do it day in, day out. You come in here and you just knock it out every single day. I mean, I don't think I know many people have the discipline you do to be able to pursue it the way that you have. And I think that's why it's been successful.
Yeah.
But even when my friends ask me, like, how can you let him do something like this? Like, why wouldn't he get a real job?
This is a real job.
Yeah, I explained that to him that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And you've done really well. So so I'm proud of you.
That's what I always tell people too. Like the number one thing with this is consistency. So it's like if you have the dedication and the willpower to do it, you can make it happen. So I started from nothing and built it up into this. So I mean, if I feel like if I can do it, then anyone can do it. Did you ever try to learn the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh? If so, how confused were you?
That's a tough one, because I think the worst thing, like when you were little and you were playing, is that there was no one else who knew how to play. You tried to play with your friends, they didn't understand it. So I would look at it and I would try to understand it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And I remember one time my brother coming to visit, and he always liked playing like board games and things like that. So you taught him how to play, you laid it all off him. You were probably like maybe like 8.
Yeah.
Like around that age or so. So you're showing him he's really getting into it. But the funny part about it was, I think you didn't want him to beat you. So you didn't tell him everything. And then you were like, he told me that you're like changing the rules in the middle of it. So then the best part was he started changing the rules on you. And then you got confused because like you knew that wasn't the way it was supposed to be.
Right.
But then you couldn't explain what you had just done to him because those weren't the rules.
So then I just like kind of just completely...
Yeah, exactly. So he just flipped it on you. So it was hilarious.
How many times have you given Simo a spanking?
I don't think I've ever spanked you.
I don't think you have. Not to my
Can
knowledge,
you remember
anyway.
anything?
No.
I didn't.
Yeah, you nor Dad.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not, it wasn't.
We're very non-violent people.
Yeah, no. I was more like threatening.
Yeah. But like...
Not threatening the violence, but just like, if you don't do this, then...
I'll take this away.
Yeah, you're not going to this.
Or you're grounded.
No Yu-Gi-Oh! Or...
Yeah. Did you ever take my cards away?
No.
No? I was gonna say, I don't think you ever took the cards away. I don't think you really took anything away.
No.
I mean, you threatened it, but you never did it.
No, it was more like if you like wanted to go to something that was like more important and like...
Oh, you would say like, oh, you're not going to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you were to make a YouTube channel, what content would you make?
Oh, God.
I've been advocating for this for a long time.
There's so many. He wants me to do reaction videos.
Because her reactions are priceless.
Yeah, they're a little censored.
Yeah, a little bit.
To do that, he's always threatened to like record me without my knowledge.
But what would you enjoy doing?
Well, I think I've talked to you about that before. Like I've been very much like into like consciousness and things, spirituality, those kind of things. So if I had to do videos, it'd probably be about things along those lines, believe it or not.
Well, if she ever does come along that way, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, all you conscious people out there.
What is your favorite moment with young Simo?
Well, he always had this knack for like making me laugh like when it was completely inappropriate.
Oh, I know this is going.
Yeah, so there is one time we used to go to church when he was younger, and you had to be maybe like 5.
I was that young?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was older than that.
And so those of you who weren't Catholic, like you probably wouldn't understand this, but we went to this really traditional Catholic church, and it was Lent. And for Lent, they have like the statues of the saints and all that, and they cover them up. I had never seen that before. I guess it was like a really old school thing. So they cover them completely like during Lent. So we're sitting there in church, and he looks over at me and he's like, "They look like hostages." I was just like, oh my God. And I was just dying. I mean, it was the church giggles like to the nth degree that I was like crying, like and then he started laughing and I started laughing. And then eventually we had to get up and get out. And his dad was so mad at us. He is like, you guys are so embarrassing. But I just couldn't. But yeah.
That's me. Yeah. What was Simo's favorite food as a child?
Originally anything brown. He went through a phase like bread, crackers,
bagels,
rice, mashed potatoes. Yeah, just like anything like starchy carbs, like no spice, none at all. And what I remember more about the food, he'd eat a cracker or a piece of cheese and he would take a bite and make it into a state. And like
the shape of a state.
Yeah, shape of a state. And he'd be like, look, Idaho. And then he'd take another bite and like make it into Nevada. And then like just keep going and try, because he was obsessed with the states because he had like map puzzles when he was little. Yeah, so yeah, he was weird.
Yeah, I was a weird kid. Did Simo have any annoying traits as a child?
He had to talk to everybody.
That really hasn't changed.
From a really young age, like he always had to talk to people. So one of my favorite stories with him was
Is this the Taco Bell one?
Oh, it is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We were living in Michigan, so you had to be about four maybe. Yeah, three, but probably 3, 4. And you were learning Spanish in your preschool program.
Okay.
So we're in Taco Bell, and he hears people speaking Spanish at the table next to us, and he says, hold on, I need to go talk to them. I'm like, what do you mean you need to go talk to them? Because they're speaking Spanish, so I'm gonna go over and talk to them. Mind you, he knows like numbers, colors, and I'm like, okay, have at it. So he walks over to them and starts spouting off, I don't know what, and they just look at him, and then they look at us, and I'm like, okay, you can come back now. So yeah, he's always had to talk to people no matter where we went.
I'm just curious what I said.
Probably something about like, you know, hand, head.
Red.
Yeah, red. Yeah.
Cool. What are your thoughts on college since it isn't for everyone? Should someone follow their dreams along with getting an education in something, or just do what they love so long as they're getting paid doing what they love doing?
Well, I don't think you can do what you love, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get paid for it right away.
Right. I agree.
You know, so you have to remember that, and I think that's kind of what you were banking on when you had your full-time job, and we're doing this at the same time, and you were doing it like when you were in school too.
Yep. I didn't get paid doing this for at least a couple years in, so like actually like actual money, like it was like pennies here and there, but yeah.
And I don't believe that necessarily college is for everyone. I think everybody has some type of vocation, whether that be through college. I mean, for you, I think the only reason you came upon graduate school is that was a unique take given what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Because your whole thing was, it was communications, and you were going to be able to be a graduate assistant who taught.
Right.
And you eventually wanted to teach at college, but it was communications, and instead of just doing regular public speaking, you wanted to do an emphasis on YouTube and bring that less traditional venue, which is like the way we do things now, to a format that really wasn't as accepting of it. So I think you were incorporating the two, but I probably wouldn't advise that somebody just like go head first in without a backup, because you just never know, you know? So it's always good to have insurance.
That's true. Does Simo announce himself every morning the same way he does in the beginning of his videos?
Yeah, he did when he was born too.
If she can name any, what is the Yu-Gi-Oh card that sticks out to her the most?
Well, gosh, it's a tie.
Between what?
Hungry Burger and his cousin, Hamburger Recipe.
What's your theory behind how they developed those cards at their R&D?
Their developers were on LSD and were really under the gun and started just looking around, seeing what was out there, and then they just riffed.
And that's how Yu-Gi-Oh was made. Did he always talk with his hands?
Yes.
Nothing else needs to be said. Do you know what Pot of Greed does?
Okay, I know this is a meme.
It is a meme. Do you know what it does?
And I do not.
Okay.
Yeah. Does anyone?
So guys, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this Q&A. Thank you guys so much for the 150,000 subscriber mile mark. It is absolutely monumental that we managed to make it this far. And definitely thank you to my mom, Mama Simo. Thank you for joining me today, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, my pleasure.